to Stoppage Time Chats. I'm here with the very special guest, Miss Becky Cassin.
Hello. How you doing?
Me and Becky met in Spain when we were playing for CP Castellino Femenino, and she became a very instant friend. We got very close very quickly. And yeah, I thought she'd be the perfect guest for our episode 2. If you haven't seen episode 1, you can go back to the Instagram page, or you can go right to the YouTube. And that was with Tyna Tolson. That was a really fun chat. Lasted a very long time, which I did not expect. But if this chat lasts the same amount, that's cool with me. I want to catch up with my bestie.
I'm doing good. Yeah, really happy now to be here with you. So
yeah, me too. I mean, we talk every now and again, but I think most of our communication is through Instagram and each other
reels
back and forth, which I feel like is what most long distance friendships are like, to be honest.
Yeah, nearly all of mine are like this.
Yeah.
Pretty much so.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously we'll get into our time in Spain because I feel like that's a big portion of what we'll probably be talking about. But I kind of want to start back to like your first time playing football, like how you kind of like got into the sport, and just go from there.
Yeah. I think it was my dad really when I was younger. Like my dad started taking me to Ireland matches, like the national team matches, when I was like 8, I think.
Okay.
And back then it was terracing, so like there was very few seats, in most parts of the stadium. So we used to sit up on the walls and in the stadium. God. Yeah, so my first memories would have been watching the Irish national team, the men's team, yeah. And in my town there was no team I could play for, really. So
there was no women's league at all.
No women's team at all.
I mean, children's league or anything like that.
No, there was a boys team, maybe under 12s, but I was too young. So most of my time was like playing with my friends, like the lads in my estate and my cousin and stuff up in Dublin. And yeah, so I only started playing for a team when I was like 13.
Wow, see, I didn't know that before. I don't think we ever really talked about that.
No, probably not. Yeah, quite late. I went to like a mini World Cup tournament. I don't know if you have them in the States.
It's like I'm not really sure.
It's like you go and you play with like a couple of other random kids. Like I went, I didn't know anybody, and I was just put onto a team, and you're given a country. So I don't even know what country we were. And there was like coaches there watching and stuff, and one of them was my coach from Newtown, and he came up to me and he said, do you have a team? Would you like to come play for our girls team out in Newtown? So that was how it went for me then. I started playing for them.
How far away was that, like from where you were living?
Half an hour.
Okay, so not like terrible, but
no, not too bad.
A little far away.
Yeah, my mom and dad had to be bringing me all the time, like driving.
Yeah. I feel like it always starts out like it's whatever team you go to, and it's like, okay, is a mom or dad taking me today? And they're like, okay, let's make this drive. Yeah. So based on what I just heard, so you kind of start off playing with boys, like that's kind of like just playing pick 'em and stuff. Has that like just jumping to now, do you think that's like translated into like how you play now and like what you had to deal with initially?
Yeah, I think so. I think so when I first went to Newtown, I was made captain of the boys team when I was there.
Wow, okay.
We didn't like that, like under 13s.
I bet not, no.
No, I was playing centre back, and I think I was like just quite good for the level, and they made me captain, and that kind of made me have to deal with people around me not quite being happy with
like why success. Is this all boys team? Like why is
So I'd say that probably stood to me because it made me be like, okay, there might be people against me here, but I have to show up regardless. You know? That was pretty cool. But yeah, I think if you like break down your career into all of the different parts and stages, they all play a part in like who the player you become.
100%. Like every single situation like puts you in a space to like grow and learn, and then you become that player, like you're this, I want to say you're the same player, but like it's like that little girl like playing, and then like you take all this experience into like now, and it's I don't know, I mean, from when we played together, like that resilience I'm sure stems from like some part of that time in your life where like all these parents being like, why is this girl here? And you're like, putting them in, like, just messing up the whole like social.
Yeah, the social construct.
I don't know. Yeah, which is super sick to start like that young. I'm sure you didn't really know what you're doing at that age, but like I feel like that. I mean, there's probably kids that play with you that are still like, yeah, this girl was on our team and she was a baller. Like she was like messing stuff up. And were you still playing in the midfield? Or did you start in the midfield? But you said you were
center back.
Center back. Okay. Okay. And you transitioned into midfield.
Yeah, when I started playing with the girls team, my first game was in midfield.
Okay.
In the 6. Yeah, I remember I came like I didn't have the same color shorts as anybody on the team. I was wearing boots, football boots that were like 2 sizes too big for me. But the manager was like, come out to the game. So I threw on the jersey and then he put me on in midfield. And the first thing I did when the ball like rolled out towards me, I just took a shot. I think I was about 50 yards out, I'd say. I just took a shot because I was like, I'm on a football pitch with other players. I was like, I'm just gonna have a shot here because I didn't know what I was doing, to be honest.
And you're finally out the back line. You're like, okay, I'm a little bit closer to goal. I can take a big shot.
Yeah. Then they were like, if that's what she's gonna do, we're gonna put her center back.
We gotta take it back.
No, it was. I think it stood to me then playing centre back because I was centre back for a good few years after that.
Okay. Yeah. And I feel like, I mean, starting off as a CB, like you kind of understand the field a bit more because you have more space or more time with the ball, and then like I feel like that maybe helped you transition into the 6 and how you even play now because like you kind of started off understanding how the game works in a position that allows you to have time on the ball. So I think that's a good transition. For sure.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think it made me realize from being able to see everything that it was like, okay, there's players on the pitch that are better than me technically, like on my team. So I'm gonna do everything I can to just get the ball to them, and that's kind of the way my game is now too. I'm like 1-2 kicks max.
Yeah. No, it's
like you do something with it.
You guys can be all techie. Like I'll make sure to pass and get the job done. I kind of want to go back to your dad because I think you told me that he was the one that got you into watching Manchester United, or am I wrong?
Yeah, he did.
Tell me a little bit about that because I'm obviously a Liverpool fan, so like that was a big disconnect with her when we first started being each other out.
You got a lot more joy out of being a Liverpool fan than I did a United fan when we were in Spain.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, so my granddad was actually a Liverpool fan on my dad's side.
See, you withheld that information from me too. I didn't know that.
So my dad said no way, absolutely no way. And he just decided then to support United. I don't know what I'd have to ask him what his reason was exactly, but I had no choice. I was never going to get to pick any. I don't remember ever being told or having the choice. It was just you are a United fan. So I think I was maybe 10, maybe younger, a bit older when he brought me to see United. In Old Trafford, and we saw Ronaldo, and
that's a really cool experience. Just all the goats of that time for sure. Yeah, that's super. That's so cool. Yeah. I feel like, I mean, I think a lot of people are aware of like the cultural differences when it comes to just football in Europe and football in the US. I feel like football in Europe with like footballing families, it's very like, it's like genetic. Like it's like if your dad or your parents are one thing, then it's like, okay, you have to do that, or you're shunned from the family or something. You know what I mean? Like it's just very like passed down from generation to generation, which is pretty funny.
It is. And then my dad kind of put his foot in it, but for the most part,
he was the one. He like, I'm not having that.
I think there was too many Liverpool fans around at the time. I think maybe it was the 80s. They were very, very successful, I'd say. And my dad was like, "No, I'm gonna go against the grain here."
Okay. And then I mean, obviously, Man United had a great couple years, you know.
In the 90s. I got a couple of years of it, not too much, but hopefully they'll come back.
I feel like that's the hope for you guys right now. It's like you're just trying to slowly crawl back to like what you guys were. Which I mean, I think who's that guy in the midfield? The guy that's running the show.
Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, I feel like he's definitely the pack of the team and trying to get them to where they were before. So
he's a good player. He's a good player.
No,
you saw the Liverpool result yesterday. We won't talk about it. I was watching it. It was a good game.
No, so I was watching it when I was actually on the ferry back from Crete.
Oh yeah.
I was watching it up until I had service, and it was 2-0. I was like, okay, we're chilling, we're fine. And then Lucia, one of my teammates, she's also a Liverpool fan, and she was like, oh, Hannah, it's 1-0. And I was like, no, you're lying. And then I saw the PK. I was like, okay. And then I thought it was 2-2, and then 3-2, and 3-3. I was like, what is happening? What absolutely is happening? Like, I thought we had it in the bag, but yeah, just not. It's been an interesting year for Liverpool at the moment.
I think it's fair with Jota and everything like that. It's understandable. Like, they're all grieving still. So.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's just it's a whole. I can't even imagine like what those guys are going through. So definitely understand that. And it's also like talking about the manager. He's also in this, like, he won the Premier League his first season, which obviously like Klopp helped in that with the players he had. But it's hard to like consistently say at that peak, right? So hoping to come back, hoping to slowly get back in the groove of things again. But yeah, okay, outside of the Premier League and men's football, so I want to kind of go back to your younger years, like playing, and how you transitioned into, because you played for university, but you also played for the women's league in Ireland, right? So were you in the start of it, like the start of the first season and everything? You're like, I just don't know anything about that.
No, so the league started in 2011, I think.
Okay.
And I joined the league in 2014.
Okay.
So it's been going for like 3 years at that stage. Like I was playing with players who were in it from the first league.
Let's start.
Yeah, right from the start. One of them was my captain that retired just at the end of last season.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is incredible. Like, she was captain from the first season until just this year. So that's however many years, 15 years or something.
Very long time.
Captain of Wexford, yeah. So ridiculous. Yeah.
So you also played for your university team.
I did, yeah. I played at the same time.
Oh, so how did you juggle that? Like,
yeah, it is.
That's a lot.
It is. So when I started playing for Wexford, I was still in school. So I was in my final year of secondary school.
Okay.
So I had to balance playing National League with Wexford with doing my leaving cert, which is like our final year exams. And then depending how you get on in your exams determines where or if you go to college.
Okay. So
yeah, it's
a big deal.
Yeah, pretty big deal. Like, so there was a lot going on that year, and but it was amazing. I don't think I would have changed anything about it, because the pressure away from school almost made school easier for me to like deal with. I just went into school locked in, and then after school it was like the actual work started, because I and then at the end of my final year started university or college down in Carlow.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was there for 4 years, and I stayed with Wexford while I was there. So it's kind of crazy, because you train and you play with your college team.
Yeah.
But then in the evening you train with your club team, like with Wexford.
So you're training twice a day?
Some days, yeah. Or there'd be like, in my final year or in third year in college, we won the treble, and there was a couple occasions where we were in a final, and the final might have been down in Cork, so 2 hours away from Carlow, and we'd play in the final with the university. We won it. We'd come straight back up to Carlow, because with Wexford we trained in Carlow as well.
Okay, that's kind of nice.
Yeah, on the campus. So
on the same field.
On the same field, yeah. Because there was like
you could have made that a better situation for you though. Like, if you had to train twice, like the same field, the same spot, that's like,
yeah.
That's nice.
Well, it's a big reason I went to Carlow, was because
okay.
Yeah, and I got a scholarship as well to get into university.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that was an academic scholarship, or?
So it was a scholarship that it's kind of complicated, right? In Ireland, with your final year exams in school, you get points depending on results from your English, Irish, maths, whatever. And I was short like 50 points to actually get into my course for university. So this high performance scholarship was for athletes that needed like a boost with their points, who were performing at a high level. And I was playing for Wexford, doing really well. We just won the league and stuff like that. I got the scholarship to get me into university, but it was also because the club had a link with the university.
Okay.
It was kind of like, let's get her into the university so that we can kind of keep her playing for Wexford.
Yeah. So it was an athletic and academic scholarship.
Yeah, essentially, it was for athletes that needed the academic help. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So was there a lot of crossover with the university team and the Wexford team then? Like a lot of players just playing for both?
Yeah, at one stage we had like 5 or 6, I'd say, playing in the same team. Yeah.
Like, were you guys not tired? Like training?
Yeah.
That's I can't even like imagine that. Like,
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, I think some weeks you'd like train with your college team on a Monday, and then in Wexford we'd train Tuesday, and then you might have a college match Wednesday, train Thursday with Wexford, sometimes train Friday with Wexford, or that might be like a day off, and then play on a Saturday with Wexford.
And we're like, I'm sure the teams were like in conversations with each other, like trying to like figure out when to. No, not really.
Not really. No. It was kind of just a juggling act. You just had to balance it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so then in my head, because so for that Wexford team, even now, like you guys you only train a couple times a week, right? Like you don't train.
Yeah.
So like kind of like evened out the times that you didn't train with them, and it was like a full on training schedule, right? And like having a good mix of games and different opponents and stuff like that. And I also wanted to ask you about just like the competition in the university teams, because like, I mean, I don't know anything about it like that. I feel like the NCAA is a very it's like a very like the US is really big, but compared to other countries, it's a very niche setup. So I didn't know how that worked.
It's when I was in college, it wasn't the most competitive.
Okay.
It was definitely still at the stages of you might have 1 or 2 or even 3 quite competitive teams, but they were the teams that had the most league players on it, so they had the most players
more crossover.
Yeah, more crossover. Now I think it's way more competitive.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's definitely more competitive now, but that's because there's more girls playing football.
Right. Which is
at a higher level. Yeah.
Which you want, for sure.
It's exactly what you want. But it was nowhere near NCAA.
Yeah.
Nowhere near.
It's very like, I feel like a lot of people like know NCAA and especially and specifically women's football and NCAA, but it's like it's also just a very niche thing. Like it's one entity, and it's I don't know. I think and for the university teams, was it like a 10 months like season or like an 8-month season, or was it like a condensed schedule like we have in the US?
I think you pretty much played all year, like from September to May or to March at least. To be honest, I just showed up for the matches. I didn't know half the time. I didn't know what it was for. I didn't know what the competition was or anything because my priority was Wexford. So
so you were just doing the university on the side just because like you're already going there for school. Like why not train too?
Yeah, I think I had to. Because I was on the scholarship too.
You had to.
Yeah, but it was never like, I know I hear from yourself and from girls that played in college in the States that like to keep your place or to gain your place in the team is tough, and like it's very competitive, and it can be quite like bitchy and like
it's
all the rest.
It's a very like interesting setup. I mean, from even my experience, it's like, so for my team coming in, my first year, it was 8 players just in the freshman class, and like I could be complete because I haven't been in that world in a long time, but I think like the max you have on a team I think it can get to like 32 or 33. So it's like you can have like 2 times the amount you need like on the starting 11. So it's like it's that inner squad like competition is huge, but then you also have the league, right? So it's just like so many players, so many girls wanting to like get on the field and get playing time. But it's also like it's condensed into a 2-3 month season, which is absurd. It's absurd. That's the biggest factor that's like people now are like skipping going to college, because it's like if I have an opportunity to play somewhere else that like plays a full 10-month season and I'm getting pro status, right? It's like kind of a no-brainer. It's also, I mean, the flip side is you're not going to be getting your degree unless you go online or you figure out something else to do, right? So, I don't know. I think there is talks with the NCAA like changing it and might be going to like a longer season and not have 8-10 months of an off season. So yeah, I don't know.
It's incredible how seriously it's taken, but how little time is actually given to it. Like in the year.
Yeah, 100%.
It doesn't make any sense. Like
it does not. And I mean, honestly, I think the push for that is just because of how popular football is getting in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's been popular for a while, but just like the women's leagues are getting, higher praise. And I think, I mean, even having the men's World Cup in the U.S. and Canada and Mexico, I think it's just like, I don't know, it just keeps getting bigger, and I think that's what's helping the push in that. Because I mean, all other leagues compared to just the women's NCAA league is not 2-3 months condensed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm curious to see in the next couple of years to see how it all changes. But I mean, same. I'm sure same with you, like with your women's league and like the competition that you have. But I also want to talk about the other sports that you guys have because when me and my boyfriend went to Ireland, I obviously heard of Gaelic football from you, like from when we were talking about it, but like seeing the culture of it, I was like, well, this is like a huge career.
National sports, like it really is. It's funny because they're all amateur, like the players that play it, but it's definitely like the most followed sport in some counties. It's
just Ireland, like that's like your
there's
thing.
Some teams, I think there's some teams in London, like from Irish people that have moved over and they've set up teams. And the same in the States. There's teams in the States and in Canada for immigrants.
It's getting global.
But yeah, it's incredible. It's so Gaelic football and hurling and camogie are the three. Obviously the Gaelic sports,
Okay. And is that like, would you like the university that you went to, did they have those sports? And like, was that the big thing for the university? Was that instead of football?
I think the Gaelic football team, the men's Gaelic football team, were the biggest sports team in the college.
Okay.
Yeah, like they'd always get a very good crowd at their matches, and they'd have a really good following, and they played in quite big tournaments too. Like I can't break it all down, to be honest. Once I turned 16 or 17 and I stopped playing, I just switched off all knowledge to do with the game and competitions and stuff like that. So
Is that just another thing, like with the culture over there, is that like everyone starts off like playing those different sports and then you see like what you're good at and you just like go towards
basically. Like I played, I don't know what age I was, but I played Gaelic football and camogie up until 14 or 15. Played Gaelic football till I was 18 and like represented my county and stuff like that, but it never took it any further because it was either Gaelic football or soccer or football. And I went for football.
That makes sense. And it's just I'm sure there's people that hopefully will watch this and maybe look into Gaelic football and maybe see a video of it. Just like watch it.
I recommend
it's
go onto YouTube and look up hurling. Football. If you've never seen it before, I think you'll be amazed.
It's just so interesting to me, and I just like hearing about it from you, but then like experiencing it, like being there, like wow, she was not lying. Like this is like, a cool thing. Do you think it's ever, because you said it's amateur, is it like ever gonna get like semi-pro or pro, or you don't think so?
I don't know. I don't think so. Like some teams and some counties and players get expenses. Some of them even have sponsored cars. Like it's not like they don't make any money from playing the sport, but for it to go professional, I don't know. I think purely on like moral grounds, because it's our national sport and it's almost like keep it grounded, keep it normal. Surprised if it went professional. Very surprised.
Keep it for the people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, keep it for the people, for the communities. Yeah.
No, I love that so much, and I just love how it's just another just like niche thing that Ireland has, which is like I'm sure people come from other places just to see that, you know.
I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah. So you obviously played in the. So what is the name of the league, the Women's League in Ireland?
So now it's called the Women's League of Ireland, but it used to be called the Women's National League.
Okay. So
I probably say both because I get like because it's hard.
Yeah. So the Women's League of Ireland, you were playing there during university, and then you graduated university. So how many years then after that did you continue playing in the league before you went abroad for the first time playing?
So I graduated in 2019 at the end of 2019, and the start of 2020 I moved to Cork. So that was my last year with Wexford then.
Yeah.
Moved to Cork in 2020 and played there until the end of 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So November 2022 I moved to France.
Okay. So before you get into that start of the story, why did you decide, like, was that the end goal was to play professionally abroad, or did you just have an opportunity come up? Like, kind of explain the start of that.
I don't think it was always my goal to play abroad.
Okay.
To be honest, I thought I'd always stay at Wexford. I thought like I'm gonna be a one club player. I'm never gonna. And then when I graduated from college and met Megan, my partner, and she's from Cork, and I just felt like I wanted a new challenge. So then I moved to Cork, and when I was at Cork, then I realized, oh, it's actually okay to play for other clubs.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's okay to maybe like go away and see what else there is to offer. So that's maybe when I opened up my mind to going away. But it really was until 2022 that I was like, okay, I'm 26 now. It's probably 25, 26. It's probably the time if I'm ever going to try be professional to do it now. So
and COVID was dying down a bit, so like I feel like it was restricted to be able to pursue that. So you moved to Nice, right?
Yeah.
Nice, France, and it was a trial with the team.
Yeah, I just reached out to a load of clubs with my highlight videos, and OGC Nice and AS Monaco were two of the clubs that got back to me.
Okay.
And I said, because they're so close together, but rather than go somewhere where only one club had gotten back to me, we'll go to Nice.
Okay.
And if it doesn't work out with Nice, I can try Monaco and see how that goes. So yeah, they said come in training with our second team. On the 7th of November, I think it was. So we landed on the 7th of November in Nice.
You're playing the day off.
Yeah, we flew the day because it was the only flight we could get.
Oh my gosh, okay.
So we landed there like with all our stuff. We had just like packed up our lives basically, moved into an Airbnb. We were there an hour. We went to the boulangerie and we got a baguette and some ham and cheese. So that was my pre-training meal. Yeah. In French. And Megan speaks French, so that definitely helped. So yeah, we went to the training ground, which is where the men train, just off to the side, with OGC Nice, and I trained with the second team. Absolutely killed it. I thought it was one of the best training sessions I've like ever had in my life, and I don't know, was it because the adrenaline of having or
the baguette or the
I'm fun to dance with the baguette actually. And the coffee.
The coffee, great combo before training. 100%.
Yeah, unreal. So yeah, that was how that went, and it just went so well that they asked me to come back the next night, so I did. And halfway through the session the next night, the first team manager came onto the pitch and he was like, you can go home. I want you to come back with the train with the first team tomorrow morning. So I was like, hey, yeah. It's like I didn't expect it to be this quick progress. But yeah, that was amazing. So he was like, you can stay and train or you can go home. I stayed because I didn't want to leave halfway through the session.
100%.
Finished that session, and then for the next 8 weeks I was with the OGC Nice first team, training with them.
This was was this during their season that you're doing? Okay, so you didn't play in the games, you were just training with them, and then.
Yeah, so they started their season in October, and I was there in November, so it was pretty early doors. And the whole time I was there, we were trying to get a contract sorted, and I didn't have an agent, so I had one of my friends acting as my agent.
Oh, see, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, because like I always thought like I don't need an agent. I didn't want to get one. I always thought once you get an agent, it's like, oh, you think you're a star. I feel like in Ireland, definitely at the time.
Really? That's the idea over there.
There was like stigma and judgment if you got an agent. It was like, oh, she thinks
like, you want to like help with these certain
situations. I know, but now I know you need one.
Yeah,
you really do.
From what we've experienced.
Yeah, but so I wasn't going to get a contract. It turned out because I got really close with one of the girls, Manon, and she told me they were having financial problems.
Okay.
So some of the players weren't getting paid, and things like that. So I was like, okay, in the new year, I'll come back after Christmas. I'll do a couple of sessions and then I'll leave it. So that's what I did. And that's what I mean.
I'm sure that was a really difficult situation for you. Yeah. Just a difficult decision because like it turned out to go really well, but just like it's a business, right? Like if they can't players, like you're not spending more of your money just to be there, right? Like you're trying to be on the team. So I definitely understand that.
Yeah, I was spending all my money to be there anyway. You know?
Yeah. You were 100%. They weren't paying for your Airbnb or anything like that.
No. So then I decided to get my first agent.
Me and Becky did have the same agent with Inspired 11, and that's kind of like before we both got to Spain. That's how we kind of got introduced. That like, oh, like I have this player and this player, and you guys talk or something. I don't remember how it went down, to be honest. But so you signed with the Inspired 11, and then what happened after that?
Yeah, I was actually with an agent before that.
I didn't know that before that. Okay.
Upper V Athletes.
Okay.
I'm sure you've heard of them.
We might have talked about this,
Yeah. And a few options were, we came up with a few options, and just I wasn't too happy with what was being put on the table. So I was like, no, I'm all right, basically. I'll find somebody else. And then started working with Gabe from Inspired 11, and because he'd been working with Wexford, he'd been in contact with Wexford, and my dad works for Wexford, so and doesn't work for them, but is secretary. And so we put us in touch, and that's when we started talking. So he sent me to Denmark, which was for my first professional contract was amazing. Like for the opportunity to go there and end up meeting Tatiana Mason, who's now like one of my best friends as well. So it's like everywhere I've gone, I've met somebody
exactly
in my life, like forever. It's really cool. So that was amazing.
So what league and then what team did you end up on over there?
So I went to Næstved, which is a town about an hour from Copenhagen.
Okay.
I won't even try to say what the second word is as part of the team because it's in Danish. Danish. So that was it. We were in what was called the qualification league.
Okay.
So they played from August to November the previous year and won that league basically. So they go into this qualification league, which is after Christmas, which has 6 teams in it, and I think 2 of the teams are from the top division. And the rest is made up of second division teams from different regions. And you all play. It's very, you play each other twice with the objective of winning this mini qualification league to get into the first division in July. I don't know if I've explained that very well.
But even if you did, I probably still want to run because that's just like I don't know. I don't know. Maybe other Scandinavian leagues are like that, but. It's kind of interesting.
I think it could be down to the weather because they can't play for 4 months of the year or something like that.
A little cold up there.
It's a little cold.
a little bit.
But it was amazing. Like we played some unbelievable teams. I think to this day I've played against like one of the best teams I'd ever played against.
Really?
Name I can't remember, but I remember the feeling of the
logo. You for sure know.
Yeah. So yeah, that was cool. But that was only a short contract because I wanted to.
And you didn't want to go back after that, or not?
No.
Great? Okay.
No. It was a great experience, but also there was a lot of things that just weren't very desirable, as like you'd expect from nearly every footballing experience. Yeah, just like contract things or general standards and things like that. So I just said no. I'm gonna see you guys later and
have a good season and
yeah.
So then did you go back to Ireland for the summer?
I did. I went home for the month of July and just trained away myself. Basically, did my own like off season, pre-season.
Yeah.
And that's when the opportunity to go to Spain and came up, and yeah, the rest is history.
Did you have other opportunities like with Spain, or was Spain kind of like just like that's it? It sounds like a good opportunity, and I want to explore that.
There were definitely other opportunities in other countries.
Yeah.
But when this one came up, and Gabe was quite persistent. Like he was like, this is the best opportunity, and to be fair, I think out of all of them, it probably was.
Yeah.
So the level that it was at, and it was the highest level opportunity I had. So yeah, I took like a day or two to think on it, and then that was that.
Yeah. And then yeah, you both got to Spain, and initially, like the first couple of weeks there, could you, like, I'm sure it felt very different than like what you experienced in France and in Denmark, but can you give me a couple of things, like football specifically, like what the differences were?
The style of play was very different.
Okay.
So in Denmark, it was very possession based. It was very keep possession, move it through the lines. The same in France. And I feel like in Spain, ironically, it was the most direct.
Yeah.
Like, I know when you think of like La Liga or even the Spanish national team, it's like tiki-taka. But we weren't tiki-taka. We were very kind of route one. It might go into midfield, but it bounces out to go. So that was different, but it was the most like home, which is most like here, which is kind of funny. But obviously the players were like miles better. Just I thought the general standard of footballer. I don't know what you thought. Obviously, you had different comparisons going there. But say like Angie, and how technically gifted.
She's techie.
Yeah, very good. I hadn't really played with somebody like her before. Maybe like one or two other players that could kind of be similar, but not really on her level.
Yeah,
I think that was probably it. I think it was the style, and then obviously the training methods is a whole other situation altogether. So interesting.
So what Becky means by that is that this is obviously like just our shared experience with this specific Division II Spain team, but it could also be a general thing that happens in Spain or in like other countries similar to that. But from what I was seeing was that like 2 out of the 3 or 4 days that we were training that week before the game, it would be like half the training would just be gym equipment on the field and going through these circuits, and then going into like maybe a possession game or something after that and calling it a day. And based on like our like what our team was performing on the field and like what we need to do as a team, we had a lot of issues. So like for me personally, I just felt like that was not the route to go, on top of when we were already required to go to the gym anyway. So that was kind of my thought with that.
Yeah, I've never seen as many cones and hurdles and ladders in my life.
There's a trampoline. There was just like full on weights on the field.
Yeah, like I'm a firm believer in I understand that kind of stuff for activation to a certain extent, but it's done in the gym. It's not done on the pitch. I don't think any weights should ever be brought onto the pitch. Like that's, as someone that studied strength and conditioning, like
you have a degree in this kind of stuff too, so you have a general sense of like how you need to prepare yourself, but just like generally too.
Bands are good. Sometimes balls can be good, like the Bosu balls.
They're
like partner preparation and stuff, but once you bring barbells and weights onto the pitch, you've lost me. So yeah. That was strange.
Yeah, and again, I think also before with what you said, like the style that, like, it was surprising for sure, because again, like you think of Spain as just, you know, really techy, really like had like wanting possession with the ball, and I mean, I think also again, like we obviously see film from like the best teams kind of out of Spain. We don't see Division II women's football too much. So it's just like, I guess we both just didn't know like kind of what the season was going to look like. And but then again, it could also just be, I mean, the way we were managed, because like we did have such really talented players, and we could have 100%, in my mind, played differently. And I just feel like we didn't really see that happen to us.
Yeah, well, I think because we saw it in training every week.
Yeah.
The ability that we had to actually play that style, to keep the ball and to move it around and stuff. Probably just on match day, it was that was just not the option taken. We just decided to go more direct. But like the teams that we played against, nearly every team we played against was very possession based, like very good on the ball, and they're definitely some of the hardest games I played in. But I feel like because we were training full time, I was at my highest capacity to deal with it. Like, you know, at the best level to be able to cope in those games. Which is really cool too.
Yeah, I think, I mean, obviously, again, back to what we were saying initially, was like it creates a situation where like you can grow as a player, and then like like if you have any similar situation, like I've already done this, like I know what I need to do to like kind of get that out of my mind, because again, I think back to what I can remember, because it's been, you know, like two and a half no, like that crazy, or however long it was, that like I felt like we as a team brought the chaos to the games. We were the ones creating the crazy, and like, but as a player, knowing that that's what's going to happen every single game, it's just emotionally draining, you know. And you can't focus on what you need to, you know, do on the pitch.
I think it was incredible though. I think we both feel the same, that it was I did the most growing ever in that year over there, as a person and as a player. I think because it was difficult, and just in that time, that year in my life in particular was quite difficult. So going through all of those things, I feel like just made me more resilient. Like that was the one thing I really took from it, was how much more resilient I became, and made me realize my levels. I think like made me recognize the levels I can get to, because I had glimpses of them in Spain, but I wouldn't have had that if we hadn't been there and had those challenges.
Because again, like all these things could have been happening, but in training we were with really good players, so like that obviously, I mean, if you're surrounded by good players, that helps you become a better player, right?
Absolutely.
So I was I'm definitely grateful to like have had that opportunity to like, do that, despite, you know, a lot of the other things that at that time. So on top of like, speaking of that now too, I want to know, like, being in Spain outside of football, like that was obviously super fun, right? Like I think the culture was so fun, and like especially the town we were in, it was very, very cool. I just want to know what you had about that, what your thoughts were.
Do you know what, it made me slow down being there, because there wasn't a huge amount going on, like the city that it was, but the coffee and the culture and the people, but has made me like want to go back. You know, I'd love to maybe not to play football in particular, but to be in Spain long term again at some stage. Just because I think that lifestyle and that environment is just like so me. I love it. I just really like it. So like Bad Bunny was top of my
I know, I saw it. It was like top 4 songs or something. It was like, wow, you really speak Spanish over here.
Funny. So just that whole, I love the language, and like it's funny, I learned more Spanish when I came home than I did when I was there.
You can see it, because me, Becky, and Megan, we all tried to take Spanish classes. We tried to take Spanish classes there. But for me personally, like I always spoke French all throughout high school, so like it definitely helped in that certain sense. But again, like we got kind of thrown into this, like, was it B1 or B2 or something?
It was too high, I
was like, oh my god, I don't know what anything.
No, it was impossible. It was impossible. Yeah. We were never going to learn in that class.
No, like, I mean, but we did, like, on the team, like, I definitely, by the end, like, when my mom came to come visit, like, I figured us around. So I'm like,
yeah.
I can speak some Spanish. Like, this is really cool. But again, though, talking about our team, halfway through, we were kind of, I think anywhere you go, you obviously want to try to learn the language and trying to, like, be as involved as you can. But, you know, like, we're not going to be fluent, right? Like, we still need, like, help in certain areas. And I thought that, like, up until maybe the midway point, like, we were able to get help from other teammates and, like, different things like that. But then I felt like halfway through, we're like, okay, now you're pretty much forced to figure this out on your own, right? So, like, we kind of really had to pick up, like, okay, this means this means that. We can try to figure out the drills and whatever.
Yeah, and we did. I think we did quite well, all things considered. And I think because it was a difficult moment for the team, like the second half of the season, players were less inclined to help us, or maybe less inclined to. Yeah, and I get that. I get it, because they're all looking out for themselves too.
That's something like they're not. I mean, they're not there to translate for us, which I 100% understand. And everyone's dealing with their own things, and obviously their own positions on the team, and obviously where we were at in the league, like, every game was so stressful. So definitely made sense. So I also I wanted to talk about some funny moments we had because, like, for me, like, looking back to, like, us getting to know each other, I think I'm from Wisconsin. You're obviously from Ireland. For some reason, the Midwest culture and the Irish culture, we get along
very similar.
Very well. I don't know how that happened. But yeah, me and Becky got along really well. And, like, it was like our second game. We went to play Barcelona's B team, right? And we're, like, everything's so new, right? Like, we're still going to meet all the players. We're still going to meet, like, the coaching staff and everything. And me and Becky, and very happy that we were roommates pretty much for every away game. Like, that obviously made it so much easier to get to know each other, but just so much more fun. And this particular moment, we were in the elevator with the coaching staff, just with the
4 male coaching staff.
Yeah, and I'll let you take it away, because I'm sure you know it just as well as I do.
Basically, there wasn't supposed to be 6 people in that elevator to begin with.
Wasn't there, like, a sticker that said, like, max 5 or something?
I think it said max 4 people, and 4 was, like, a sticker covering 5. So initially they said, okay, max 5, and then they were like, no, max 4. So we put 6 people in there, which was way too many. And it was so small, no air conditioning. No. It's the middle of September. And we don't speak a word of Spanish, and they don't speak a word of English.
Pretty much our whole coaching staff did not speak English. So it's like all these, like, grown men just, like, in this hour.
I was hungry. I'm pretty sure this was
because we were going down to dinner. So
someone hits the button and we're on the way down, and then all of a sudden we're not on the way down. And the elevator does that little joke, and we stop.
It's like literally the worst nightmare, because we were already hot getting in there.
We were suspended in midair.
It was just
that moment. It's like everybody kind of stops for a second. They're like, no, this isn't really happening. Like, we're gonna
we're all, like, in disbelief.
And we didn't move again. I don't know how long we were in there for. It felt like a lifetime.
It did feel like a lifetime. I think it probably was, like, maybe 5-10 minutes, but, like, because it was so hot, like, I think I was just drenched by the time we got out. And then I think everyone else was waiting for us, and we're just like, I don't know what to say, you guys.
I'm pretty sure we have a photo of it. Maybe I can.
No, you took a video of me. I'll, like, if I find it, I'll be able to post it, because it's just
put it up, because that was funny.
It's so good.
So that you'd think that would be a good bonding moment, but it wasn't really in the long term.
No, for us, 100%.
For us, it was.
But I mean, just you saying that also, like, with not having most of the coaching staff speak English, for us, like, being native English speakers, it's hard to create, relationships like that and, like, bonds with your management. And I don't know. I think us trying to speak Spanish, like, I mean, for me, it's hard to speak it with an accent. So my Spanish is Spanish American, right? So it's not that like I could try to speak Spanish, but it just doesn't work. Like I can't roll my R's at all, man. I can't do anything.
You're like sometimes when you talk, it'll be like this is meme material, proper meme, like no accent.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was possible to speak Spanish with a Wisconsin accent, but it is apparently.
It is. I'm a prime example.
It's the thought that counts. You tried.
Yeah, I did try. I did. Yeah. And I also, so the other thing I wanted to bring up was the one away trip. We went to this hotel that did not look like a hotel.
Oh, I think up the north. I think I know where you're talking about.
No, yeah, it was near. It started with the B, right? I forget.
It wasn't. Was it Bilbao?
I thought it was Bilbao, right? Or am I wrong? Yeah.
I think it was Athletic Club. Yeah.
They go up to this hotel, and I mean, it looked something straight out of like what's it?
American Horror Story.
Yes. Yeah. Looked like an asylum.
Yeah, it did look like an asylum. I'd say it probably was, or a convent or something.
Or something like I would have to like find a picture because like it's hard to explain it because it was just they had like these rounded like pillar things, and then it was just like completely flat in the front, and it was a weird time. It was a weird time, and it was again like I think that was like at the end of the season 2, so we're both like completely drained, and we're like, oh, where are we now?
We were at our wits' end. I swear, I thought when I saw that place and we walked into the room, I was like, these beds are going to be made out of cardboard. I feel like that's the level we're at right now. They're going to be cardboard beds.
Yeah, I think we were also like we took a stroll like around because it was huge. We took a stroll around. There was like these dark like hallways and stuff. We're like, okay, we can't.
Every level was like something else. It was like a youth club or scouts or something going on one of the levels. I don't know. It was weird. Weird.
It was really weird. And there's obviously so many funny moments like in between, like just small little stuff that like in the times that we were feeling really down, I think it helped like us get through certain times. And the last one I want to bring up is probably like the cherry on top. And this was the last game before winter break.
Oh, please.
Yeah. And it was a very long bus ride. I think it was like 6.5 hours there.
Yeah.
And we're coming back. Did we win or did we tie that game?
I think we won it 3-2.
Was it 3-2?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, so we're coming off of a really difficult win, to be honest, because I remember that game was just again really chaotic.
It was like 3 red cards or something.
Yeah, she just throwing out cards, and even before that game, we were told that like you guys gotta watch out because this ref gives out cards, which is absurd. How do you have a reputation for that? Like that's just terrible officiating. But anyway, but yeah, so we were all showered. We get back on the bus, and I want you to explain it. It's just so funny. It's so good.
God, I can only remember like the feeling. I don't know. We weren't on the bus long. We definitely weren't.
No, it was like a half hour or something.
Yeah. And the bus starts chugging like a roller coaster when it starts to go up the hill. And then all of a sudden we're pulled into the side of the motorway.
Yep.
No food.
No
drink.
Yeah, we didn't. I actually forgot about that. We did not have any food come to us, and I think they're trying to like get stuff delivered to us on the side of the highway, but just no one was coming.
Yeah, the highway. Yeah, the side of the highway. Oh my god! And it was like just off like a slip road as well, so it was a really dangerous place to be pulled in. Pitch black. The bus just died. It just gave up.
No, it was on for a little bit, and like we were like all talking and stuff like that, and then it just turned off. So it just got cold.
And it was winter, and people think it doesn't get cold in Spain. It gets cold.
There was times where we saw snow on some of our way. What is happening?
That was crazy.
Yeah,
so 6 hours. I think we were on that bus for like 6 hours on the side.
Such a long time. I think like everyone was talking. Like we were trying to speak Spanish to Ernesto.
Yeah.
And then we were playing some cards or whatever. And then I think I had like some snacks that we had. But then like I like every hour I feel like people slowly started just like
questioning everything.
Like questioning literally everything, and everyone was so cold. And then we were there for such a long time, and then another bus came.
Yeah.
But it wasn't able to pull up next to us.
No. So we had to get off the bus on the highway
with all
our stuff and walk along the highway at like 4 in the morning or 5 in the morning or something like that.
Do you remember what I did though when we were walking?
Hannah went insane. I actually think there must have been a full moon or something because Hannah lost it.
All I did is I looked up and I was like mesmerized by how clear the night sky was. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to be grateful for this moment because I'm not pretty. But we were all like, we looked like hitchhikers. Like we were all in the line with our blankets and stuff, just walking on the side of this highway at 4 a.m. in the morning. Oh my god!
After 6 hours with no food. After 90 minutes of football.
Yeah, like an intense 90 minutes of football.
Yeah. I've never experienced anything like that. That was
literally something out of a movie. Like
you'd have to put a photo in here. I have photos of you, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because you lost.
Oh, you gotta send them to me. Yeah, we gotta do like a little like photo collage, like but yeah, then we got on this other bus, and then I think like when we got closer, like we did stop somewhere, like once it opened, because it was like 6 a.m. at this point. So like we got like a morning sandwich or something, and then we just kept chugging along back on the bus.
We didn't get back till I think nearly 12 the next day.
It was like it was like 8 or 9, and so it was the next day. And I remember like I can't remember if we both got a ride to like the meeting point or whatever, but I remember I think he got out of the car and Morgan was like,
I'll text you.
Yeah, I'll text you tomorrow. It's so good. Oh my gosh. Yeah, just like I just can't get over how many like funny things happened to us during that season, and it just created like such positive memories. Like it was just so fun.
Yeah, I think it's called trauma bonding.
Yes, 100%. We are trauma bonded for life.
For life, bro.
100% accurate. I don't know. I think we hit a lot of good marks. Like, is there anything else you want to say about it?
No, geez, I think we covered everything there.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, and the absolutely clinically insane.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, this is a good transition then, because then after Spain, you went to play back at home.
Yes, I did. I came back to Cork City in the summer, and that was amazing. I actually really enjoyed being back for those like 4 months, I think it was, because I was captain before I left and things like that. Like it was really special to me.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm coming back, you know, like the big return, and
right.
Back. I even went on like the club podcast, and I was like, yeah, you know, I'm back for good and stuff like that. And then the off season happened, and there was just a few things that weren't fantastic, and I wasn't feeling too good about the prospects for the club going forward, and just for me personally, just with my career. And now that I wasn't scared of moving club, I also was like, I need to look out for myself here. And I thought maybe for the club, for Cork City, for me to be there mightn't have been the best thing, because I was gonna ask too much of the club, just in terms of standards and professionalism and stuff. So when my dad found out, because he was involved at Wexford, straight away he was like, "Come back to Wexford.
Come back home." Yeah.
Back home. Yeah. So I did. That's what I did.
Yeah. So when you came back, were you like for sure? Yeah, I'm just gonna play back in Ireland, or was it just like I want to know your thoughts about that, because you obviously were abroad for a bit, and then you obviously didn't go back abroad. So I kind of want to know your thoughts on that decision.
I think because I know we've talked about how funny Spain was and like how amazing it was, but it was a really difficult year.
Yeah.
We had so many highs, but also like a lot of lows that made me realize that I think I needed to be home for a while. My niece was only like under a year at the time, and I was going to have a nephew then in the winter, and I just thought I want to be home with my family and be closer at least. So when I first came back, I thought, no, I will go away again. And I had, Gabe was looking at opportunities.
Yeah.
The more weeks went on, I just thought, nah, I've got some stuff to deal with, and I've got family that I want to be close to. So that was kind of the decision, and I'm lucky in the sense that I could come home and still play at a really high level here.
Yeah, I'm sure that's also another question I want to ask, because you obviously were abroad for a bit and then came back to the league. Like, what were the differences like from like when you played before to now? And then like, was there anything that was still like, oh yeah, this just feels right at home?
The level definitely felt higher. Felt better when I came back. I think players in the 2 years or 2.5 years that I was gone, like strength and conditioning ramped up, so players felt like fitter and stronger. I think the coaching, a lot of teams got new kind of more like forward thinking coaches and things like that. So the league as a whole felt bigger and better. And it like not amalgamated, but it's under the same name as the men's league now, so the two are pretty linked up. So everything as a whole felt improved for sure.
Okay. And so off of that, what you just said, so is every club in the league affiliated with like the men's side of it, or is there some that are?
Nearly every club has a men's and a women's senior team. And I think the goal is by next year for all the men's teams to have a senior women's team. So like, there's a few teams that don't at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And then on top of being able to like play back at Wexford and play back at home, like you're getting some of your expenses paid for by the club. Like, that's obviously a big difference from before, because like you were just playing just to play for these clubs, right?
Yeah, huge. To be on an amateur contract and to be getting expenses is massive, because the expenses aren't enough to pay rent where I live, and they're not enough to like support me. But I can work full time as well, so I earn enough money to live. But yeah, the expenses are huge, because they're generally what cover my fuel costs in the car. It helps big time.
And then, I mean, do you see it progressing into like, just money for like contracts and like kind of getting more towards like a semi-professional status and then a pro status for the women's league?
Yes, very soon, I'd say. Because there are players in the league that are on professional contracts. Teams. It depends on the club, and it depends how much money they have, or how much money they're willing to put towards that side of things. It will happen, and to be honest, I never thought there'd be any professional players in my lifetime in this league. Not my lifetime, but in my career. Whoa, Jesus, that would have been a long time to wait.
For your career timeline.
I thought I'd be long retired before I ever received even expenses, over a long term to play. So it is really amazing to be at that stage already. So I already know that the league is going to go progressively.
You can see the growth happening, like I'm sure each season
in real time. It's incredible to see to actually see it in real time.
And it's are more fans going to games too? Like, is it kind of getting traction in that sense?
Yeah, it's getting a lot more traction. I think there's a good example would be the cup final that we played in August in Wexford. So we got a home draw, so it was down in Ferry Carrig, which is our home ground. And we played against Bohemians, and they'd have a men's and a women's team. And their men's supporters would be very, very strong. Like, they'd have a really good following. So I think nearly like 1,000 or 1,200 people, like Bohemians fans, came down to Wexford for that game. And they had all their fans with the drums and the chants and everything. Created an amazing atmosphere. And I know Shelburne FC, they're another team. The men's team support the women's, like men's team supporters come to the women's games as well. So it feels like more people are recognizing the game for what it is, which is a really good quality of football. And less so women and men's, more so just two games of football.
And I do think though that because I mean your league is still in the what it sounds like the beginning stages of like getting to a more professional status, that like being in affiliation with like the men's teams, like that obviously helps, you know, fan base kind of like move or like kind of like add in that side of things. And I think just where this league is at right now, like that's a great thing. But again, like you said, I hope it gets to a point where it's like, I wouldn't say like, oh, pick one of the either like men's or women's, just like football in general.
Yeah.
It's like it's more football. Yeah, exactly. Like more of that. So no,
it will happen.
Yeah. And so obviously I did talk to you about this. I forgot what we were talking about, but also knowing that this league is getting more professional, I'm assuming that there's going to be more foreigners coming to play for these teams. But you told me that there is just a good amount of challenges that are just kind of like withholding like that kind of like influx of players. I want to know like more of your thoughts about that.
Yeah, so I think it's mainly American and Canadian players.
Okay.
I think the main like obstacle is the visa situation. Players do come on holiday visas and they stay on holiday visas, which are 90 days, and they'll play a season. And I think it's just you're doing it at your own risk. Of if you leave, not being able to come back in. Like I'm not like really like in with all the details, but I'm pretty sure that's just a risky move to pull. The alternative is that you come in.
Not a full season, right? Like 3 months. Like that's not a full.
No, full season is March to November.
Yeah. So you're only playing.
Like, some players might leave before the 90 days, and then I don't know, does it reset after a certain amount of time and come back? I really don't know because I've never played with one. I've never played with somebody that's done it. I just know it happens in other teams. But I think to be on a professional contract, or you have to earn a certain amount of money, which often the clubs can't provide. And if you're on a professional contract, then you can get a working visa. So, but then it's like to get the working visa, you need a professional contract, and you have to make a certain amount of money, and the clubs don't have it. It's all just a bit complicated. So I think a lot of players come in as students.
Okay, so I kind of get around that a little bit.
Yeah,
gotcha.
But then I think they just maybe they study, maybe they don't. I don't know.
Maybe they pick up a book.
Yeah, I don't know all the details. I just know in Ireland at the moment, the visa situation is very complicated.
Okay, so I mean, it kind of what I'm hearing kind of sounds just like from financial, like just kind of what clubs are able to pay players right now.
So, some clubs can pay the professional contract, and some can't, and that kind of determines who has more American and Canadians.
Okay.
Who doesn't? Yeah, basically that's it.
I mean, does that also correlate to like just what teams perform better in the league? Or is it kind of hit or miss with the competition right now?
That's actually a good point. Treaty United, who they brought in a lot of Canadian players, they've had a history of having Canadians. They've been on a very steady like trajectory. Like they've been improving a lot the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And I've no doubt that it's down to the players that come in from Canada and the States, because they all have a professional mindset. So whether they're getting paid as professionals or not, they all come from NCAA schools. They're all to be professional players. That will inevitably improve a team. Same for Shells. They've had a couple of Americans that have been like really top level. And so I've no doubt that it helps. But like Treaty haven't won anything. Shells didn't win anything last year. So I don't know how much is it actually. Contributing? No. Yeah.
Gotcha. Now you're at Wexford.
That
was awesome.
That was good timing.
Great time. So now you're at Wexford and you are 29 at the moment, right? So I wanted to know kind of where your thoughts are at. Just like, do you want to just kind of continue playing at Wexford, or do you want to go back abroad? Kind of, if you don't want to share, kind of like what you're thinking.
Well, I don't know, honestly. Like, well, I do. I know I want to be here. Definitely for the next 2 years at least, because Meg is going studying for the next 2 years. I want to kind of really lock in the next 2 years and like try make them the best 2 years I've ever had, like playing in Ireland. So I know for sure that this is where I want to be.
Okay.
And then after that, reassess and see what happens. I know we'll both have an itch to go away again, like to live abroad. But that could be down the line even further. It mightn't be in the next 2 years, you know. So we just have to wait and see. But like, I'm just so happy to be back at Wexford again, and I feel like this year is going to be a very good one. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure it just helps so much, like being around family and like getting that support throughout the games, throughout the whole season too. Like, I mean, we were both abroad, but just like knowing that, like, it's hard to come to games like when you're hundreds of miles away, right? So it's just like able to know that family isn't just like watching on a screen. They're there. I can hear them. Like, I'm sure that's a huge difference.
It is, yeah. It's really special, like, to be back with my dad at all the games too, because he's the reason we've been at Wexford together since the start, you know. My journey there started with him there. He was driving the buses and cooking the food and stuff.
Doing all the other work that people don't really see. Yeah. He's the one getting the ball moving. So
he is, like, it's a family club, Wexford. Like, it's a really special place to be. So I'm really happy to be there and to be back. You know, it doesn't
I'm so happy to hear it too. Like, I'm very happy that you're having success with them, and that you're just enjoying your time at home. Like, there's not much more you can ask for, right?
No.
Yes. So I kind of wanted to get on some other topics outside of football, just specifically Ireland, because I think it's definitely, from my experience with traveling the first time last year, or not last year, this year. Oh my God, it was
that was this year.
Like, I just love the Irish culture, and just like meeting you and Meg and having that whole year to learn just from you guys. I think you guys are very prideful of where you come from, and I just love that about you guys too. And then actually going to Ireland and like seeing how beautiful the country is, and then also just the people, like it kind of like blew me away. And I kind of wanted to just I don't know, like what is your, when you go abroad, do you kind of take that like pride with you, and like that's how like you go through kind of your days, or is it more just like, I don't even know the question I'm trying to ask here. I might cut this out. Do you get
I think I get what you're saying. Yeah. It's a very Irish thing to go away and become more Irish.
Okay.
Yeah. You become so much more proud of where you're from and your culture and your family and everything like that when you're away from Ireland, because it's like you want to show off how happy you are to be where you're from, to be from where you're from. And it also makes you recognize or realize when you're away how good you really have it when you're at home, and your people and your community and your family and stuff. So yeah, immensely proud to be Irish, obviously. Me and Meg would be the same, and it's nice. It's nice to go away because we'll always find an Irish community. And
that's the thing. Like, anywhere you go, there's gonna be some sort of Irish influence, which like it's wild. And I think one of my favorite things when I was in Ireland, I went to the Immigration Museum in Dublin, and literally every spot on the planet, like, you guys have traveled and then like created your own community. So I'm sure it's super cool for you to see that, like when you guys go places, and especially in Spain, like, there was a whole Irish fest, which was like the craziest thing.
That was random. That was really it's amazing though. Like, like our history of immigration is incredible. Like, we've gone everywhere to create a better life for ourselves, and like even like the US mainly, and so I just think it's really important to carry that as well, and have that that kind of like those morals of respecting immigration and respecting people that move to create a better life for themselves. I think it's a huge part of being Irish is remembering what we once were. For just with the way things are now, we've got a lot of immigration in Ireland. Like we've a lot of people coming here to create better lives for themselves. And I think it's, as an Irish person, it's really important to respect that.
Yeah, and I think also just talking about Ireland, and you guys also had an important election that just happened, and your two candidates at the end were both women.
Yeah.
And I also want your thoughts on that, because I think that's just so important in the time that we're in the world, and like what's happening, and just what that influence will do for your country. Like, I think it's amazing, and I've only seen a couple clips from her, but I mean, it seems like she just like is so passionate about just being Irish, and like also like just the Irish language in general. Like, I just wanted your thoughts about all that.
Yeah, Catherine Connolly, our president. I voted for her anyway. She was always going to be my number one.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, we've had, I think, 2 of our last 3 presidents have been women.
Okay.
So luckily it's not a new thing. The Irish president doesn't have a lot of power. It's not like in the US or in other countries. More of a figurehead, like more of a representative. But still, they represent the Irish people, and they should do so like to the best of their ability. And I think Catherine Connolly does that. I think she really embodies like what the majority. Well, we know from how people voted, she embodies the majority, and our values and morals, and the fact she speaks the language, and she didn't always speak the language, like most people don't. Having to learn it later in life, speak the Irish language, that is really good. Yeah, so I'm really proud to have her as my president, and I know she's going to represent us well. And with, like you said, with the way things are now in the world, you want a president that's going to stand up and be heard and not back down, and just because they don't have a huge amount of power, not just fade away into the background.
Because they're put in a position to be able to voice certain ideals, and
she will. It's amazing. And I'm very proud that she's our president now.
And I'm also just touching on that topic about the Irish language. I wanted to know if you think that, like, do you think it'll kind of make a comeback in a big way, like in just the terms of like the people that will be speaking the language in your country, or is it more of just a thing that you might learn in school, and then like you kind of like have like those certain words that you know like throughout?
I think no, it's definitely making a comeback. There's definitely a huge amount of, for me anyway, I feel a huge amount of like nationalism, but in a positive sense, not running with the right wing narrative here. But the idea, like, I hear Irish on the radio all the time now, and I see it on TV, and you might hear people, interject with Irish words and sentences every now and again, and there's Irish podcasts and stuff. It's going to become cool again for a while, and then I think it'll become normal to speak the language more, which is really special. Like, I want to learn more of the Irish language. I didn't like it in school because it was forced upon us. Very hard to learn, but like my sister growing up spoke Irish fluently because she went to an Irish speaking school, and it's something that I definitely imagine in a couple of years' time we'll be hearing a lot more of it, and hearing a lot more people speak it, and it's a proud moment.
So then you think like the generation coming up, like they'll be speaking
both? I think so. Yeah.
Like your niece and your nephew, you think will?
Yeah, we'll teach them a few words. I've been speaking more Spanish to my niece than Irish, so I'll have to teach that.
I love that. I absolutely love that. I think we got on a bunch of different topics, and I obviously really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me and talk to me about your whole career, and I just want to give you space to just talk about anything else if you wanted to. Ooh.
You want to see my kitten?
Oh yeah.
Will I get her?
Yeah, Becky. You just gotta bring her. You gotta bring her out.
Okay, I might regret this because she's asleep and she hasn't been sleeping too much, but I'll take one for the team.
Yeah. So Becky was on a mail route and she picked up this kitten. Well, she's 6 months old, but like definitely still a kitten. And she's the sweetest thing ever. Oh my god. Look at her.
Hi.
Hi.
She's
Oh
still
my
asleep.
goodness.
Oh, big yawn. Yeah, I rescued her. I think it was last.
What'd you say?
I rescued her last Tuesday. I think it was.
Oh my goodness.
Tuesday just gone. Yeah, she's the sweetest. Yeah, look, she's tired. Look.
Oh. Yeah, so you guys are fostering her, and then Megan's best friend is going to take her after the holidays.
After the holidays.
Good.
Well, I've been solo parenting this weekend. While Meg was away. Yeah.
Oh, the baby. I assume. Oh, sorry. I was going to say, I assume you guys aren't going to name her, because that would kind of be.
We've kind of been calling her baby.
Okay.
Just because it's the easiest.
Yeah.
The baby. Because initially we were going to keep her, so we started calling her Tiggy, or Tigs. Yeah, because of her colors.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to keep her now. Where we live is too small, so it wouldn't be fair. So
yeah.
We're going to give her somewhere where she can have a big garden. Yeah.
You have such a fun time. You guys get to see her all the time, so that'll be sweet.
Yeah.
Aww.
Football podcast. That was never going to happen if I hadn't taken you on Tuesday.
I'm like, having a kitty cat during the holidays is going to be so fun though.
Yeah, she's going to go on a road trip down to Meg's family house for Christmas, so that'll be fun.
Yeah. Okay, well, yeah, again, thanks for taking the time to meet with me, and we got through a lot of stuff, and I think some just really important stuff. And I miss you a lot.
I miss you too, bud.
I haven't seen you, well, since June, which is not, I guess it's a long time in my eyes, but like it's still this and I don't know, like I'm obviously hoping to still play in Europe for the next couple of years, so I'm hoping that we'll be able to cross paths like while I'm still up here.
But when Ireland goes pro, we'll be waiting for you.
Yeah, you just gotta ring me up and then bring me over there. So thank you everyone for coming and watching episode 2 of Stoppage Time Chats with Becky Cassin, and I hope to see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.